What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Homies Breakdown, the place for real conversation in the hobby. No gatekeeping, no fluff. Tonight, we're joined by Caveman Rob, someone many of you seen across different shows and projects in the community, always focused on education, respect, and real experience. On top of that, Rob's safari experiences give him a perspective most people never get. He gets to actually see these animals in their natural environment and understanding what that really means for keeping and conservation. This isn't a surface level interview tonight, it's a conversation. So get comfortable and let's welcome tonight's guest, Caveman Rob.
Thanks for
Hey,
having
Rob. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you so much for your time.
man. Thanks for having me on. I know we've been trying to schedule this for like a
For
year or
some,
something.
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been a while coming, man. I appreciate you giving me your time. And you're all over the place these days, huh? Like we were talking about backstage.
Yeah, man. I just got back to LA. It's not a bad place to come home to, honestly. Like I'm looking at palm trees and stuff. But yeah, the last 3 to 4 months, I've been traveling to 10 different countries across Asia and Africa. Some for work, some for fun, all wildlife related. Man, it's been exhausting, but probably like the best time I've ever had. Ever. I mean,
Oh, but
kind of crazy if it wasn't, you know?
right. Right. I mean, why would you do it if it wasn't, right?
Yeah, man, all those mosquito bites and leeches and
Oh, yeah.
actually that stuff's not the bad stuff. It's like it's the little stuff you miss from home, like cooking your own steak the way you want it, or having running water, or you can brush your teeth with the tap water. It's the little stuff that you miss.
Or toilet paper in the Middle East.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about that, man, if you want to hear it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're all ears, man.
All
The floor's
right.
yours, dude. I got one
Uh,
for you too, man.
oh yeah, we gotta swap some stories. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You want to go first?
No, go ahead, dude. You're my guest. Go ahead.
Okay, okay, cool. I can't believe I'm telling your guests this publicly. Um, like most Americans, we're terrified not to have toilet paper. So when I volunteered with the Kurdish YPG in Syria to fight against ISIS in 2015, 2017. Uh, but the first time I went, I was terrified not to have toilet paper. So I brought, 2 or 3 rolls of toilet paper with me, and it lasted a while. And but I was giving it out to guys and everything, and then finally, uh, I don't remember if I ran out. Like I got separated from my unit, and I was just with some random people in this random house, and I had no toilet paper, and I was like, the next time I go, this is it. I got to use the water bucket that they got in there. I've been dreading.
Oh, no. The
Well, the
dreadful
next time
water
I
bug.
went, man, it wasn't normal. I had like a severe case of the mud butt. you know? And
Oh,
so and so I'm sitting there like I can't believe this is happening. It's like I'm really sick and I gotta clean this up with just water.
oh.
And I was like, it is what it is. So I was like, and maybe in this case, water's better. So I did my business and it was a lot, man. And I reached I reached over to these little red jars that they have, like a little like almost looks like something you water your plants with, and that's what they clean with. And I grab it and it's empty, which is fine. Like there's a tap next to it. It's like I turned on the tap to fill it up, and the tap nothing came out of it. And that's when I
Oh,
realized there's no water and I can't move. I cannot move. And there's no one within shouting distance that speaks English. And so I just sat there nearly in tears and I just started laughing so hard because I was like, this is terrible. I have no clothes. I have one pair of clothes and there's no shower because that tap's not working. There's no water in the water tank. And so I see this other bucket and I pull it over to me, and there's just a small amount of water that
oh,
someone had done their laundry in. And we're like at war. So like this water is dirty. It's covered in dirt and whatever else they had on them. I'm
oh,
talking like
oh.
chocolate milk dirty. And I scooped that up with my hand and cleaned up the best I could. And I've never been the same since.
I bet not, man. Oh, my. Bet
Hey man, I
not.
got through it, man.
Your story is way more interesting than mine was. I just, luckily for me, so we had a little tour of Kuwait uh,
Hmm.
for the first trip to Iraq, and I always had a roll of toilet paper in my cargo pocket all the time. I would always have a roll. For whatever reason, I got on that bus and I forgot my roll.
Oh.
So I'm downtown Kuwait, somewhere in the middle of like this rich country, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go. I just had McDonald's for the first time in months. So you can imagine, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll just grab my toilet paper. I find the place where it says restroom, like I can figure it out. And I walk in and I look to my left and I'm like, there's three holes in the ground. There's three like ways to block from your neighbor, but there were no doors. There's these little cups of water. Yeah, just like you were saying. And I was like, nope. I ran all the way back to the bus. I was like, bro, tell me you have some toilet paper. He's like, yeah, I got two rolls. How many you need? I was like, I need one. It's like, all right, bro, I'll see you later. I made it back just in time. Oh
You
yeah.
saw that and
Yeah.
said, nope.
Nope. Nope. I can't do that. I won't do that. So I had a couple of questions for you.
Yeah,
Uh the first time I actually seen you was on that show you had done, Kings of Pain, right? With Adam.
correct. Yeah.
And my wife and I love that show. We got stuck. We were hooked. But my wife and I always came to the same conclusion. Why are they doing that? Like when we saw you get hit by the retic, it was like, bro, his arm is gonna be scarred up after that. Man, that thing hit him good. And didn't want to let go, right?
Yeah, yeah, it didn't want to let go. And well, we were hoping to get a cool scar out of it, but when we did that show, for anyone not familiar with it, it was on History Channel, and we followed this in the footsteps. Let me grab this little book real quick. I'm gonna
Sure.
set it off camera real quick. Uh, this is
Is that the
the
pain index?
yeah, the pain index for
Yeah.
Justin Schmidt, the Sting of the Wild, and he rated everything from like a 1 to a 4, with like a 1 being, it's been so long now, a 1 maybe like a fire ant or something, and then all the way up to a 4 being like a tarantula, hawk, wasp. So basically, History Channel wanted to do the same thing, but expanding beyond just insects, and it was a lot of fun sometimes. And but in the very first episode, which is me and Ab's favorite, by the way, we did piranhas. Piranhas, as you know, have so many myths and legends, and people are terrified of them. But we showed, yeah, they can and will bite, but uh, they're probably not the danger that maybe we thought they were going to be as kids or in the media. Uh,
Right.
a lot like quicksand, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so it works so well. And at the end of that episode, Adam was like, "Yeah, they can hurt you, but like they're not the monsters that we were told they were." And I was like, "We got to do the exact same thing for the snake." And so we picked the reticulated python because it's gonna give a nasty bite, but probably no serious injuries. Uh, and all my friends told me, make sure you get a female. Do not use a male, because the males have different dentition, which I haven't been able to find a good paper on. If anyone can send me that, like on the different teeth of males, so I haven't been able to find anything. Um,
That's interesting.
yeah, from what I've been told, and this is like third hand information, the males, most species where the males compete in some way, the males are larger. Most There's exceptions, but most rattlesnake species where the males are larger, they also wrestle each other and things like that. Uh, with reticulated pythons, the females are bigger, and but the males do compete. But supposedly they use these sharper teeth as weapons
Mm,
instead of strength. So that makes sense if that's true. But anyway, so we were trying to get a female, and all we got was this 16-foot male. Like it's not like we had our pick of the litter. We had to go and get what we could. So
right.
we didn't want to pull out. Adams went perfectly. It shredded his arm, looked like crazy, but when you cleaned it up, it wasn't so bad. Like sick scars. But with me, just got really unlucky and hit my ulnar nerve. Which, if you've ever hit your funny bone,
Oh.
that's your ulnar nerve.
Yep.
But I pretty much have some comment when it first happened in the first couple months. It's kind of like when you hit your funny bone. That's what I felt like all the time.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
since then, I have more of a condition to where, like, if you ever fell asleep on your arm and it's not working properly, that's a more or less permanent condition for me now. But thankfully, I've even though I still have that issue, I can work around it. So I'm actually doing pretty well.
That's good to know. Yeah, that was one of them episodes where I just was like, "Oh man, this is a bit bloody." I couldn't watch that part of the episode, and then I came back after you guys were done getting
You
cleaned
know,
up.
that
But
was a Hindu temple, by the way, which I guess blood
really,
is extremely taboo. We
oh wow,
toured that temple with the crew a day or two before the bite, and they asked all of the women individually, like, is it that time of month? Because you can't have blood anywhere near that temple. And then they knew we were doing a bite there at the temple. I don't know why they allowed it or what they thought was going to happen. And as soon as blood hit the ground, like, they freaked out and were getting banana leaves to uh, keep the blood from going on what they consider holy ground. We had no
wow,
we had no clue. We wouldn't have done it there. Like, and I remember, like,
right?
feeling bad and at the same time, like, being annoyed. Like, oh, this is terrible. We're doing this, and I was like, they should have told. What do they think is going to happen from a reticulated python bite?
Surely they've had to seen somebody get bit in the neighborhood there. Like, all right, there might be some blood.
Yeah, in other parts of the country, people are getting eaten by them, including, I want to say, somewhere around that time.
Right. So, Kings of Pain, that was an intense. It was intense in more ways than most people can really imagine. What was something you learned about pain or yourself that didn't come across on camera?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things on the show, but I'll tell you the most, without getting too deep here. The most important lesson I learned. I used to be pretty stoic about pain. I would react, like, if something stung me, I would say "ow" and jump. Um, but on the show, they're like, make sure you express your feelings, and and if it hurts, say something or do something. Like, let the audience know what you're feeling. Otherwise, they have no idea what's going on in your head if you're just being calm. And
Right.
so, had to learn how to sort of do that. And what that did, in addition to uh, the permanent damage from the reticulated python bite and things like that, I got jumpier and jumpier, to where now I've noticed that even if, like, an animal bites me and it doesn't hurt, out of reaction I'll say ouch. And so what I've done is sort of condition myself into feeling pain, uh, whether the pain is there yet or not. So I think it's a very good lesson on your brain will start to pick up patterns of whatever you focus on. For us, it was pain on Kings of Pain. Uh, so anything you do in life, if you're focusing on it and repeating it, your brain will start to pick that up more. So if you like, it's really helped me to think about, like, having more positive thoughts and focusing on the things that are good in my life, because I know that's a crazy thing to get from Kings of Pain, but your brain will recognize patterns, like, whatever you focus on. And I don't want to have any other, like, negative things pop up in my life because I'm focusing on them. Because I still, a bumblebee goes by me today, I still get a little jumpy.
Oh wow. So, was there any animal that you and Adam were specifically kind of afraid of before you guys did the bite?
Yeah, one that was very unexpected to me was the first tarantula we did.
Uh huh.
Not that freaked out by spiders. Certainly, when I was younger, I had a severe arachnophobia. I couldn't look at them on TV or in a book. Um,
Same.
Same as you, right? Yeah, we were
Yeah.
talking
Now
about
I've got
that.
one in my living. I got one at the house now.
See, you're doing good, man. Like, that's what I want to hear. Like, not letting it control you.
Yeah.
Yeah, same way. I One day I was just so embarrassed about being like the so-called snake guy, but terrified every time I flipped a rock and found a spider instead of a snake. So I was like, the very next spider I see, I'll touch it. And the very next spider was a freaking black widow. And I was so scared. But I touched the black widow, and over time started just putting my hand on books that had pictures of spiders, and and doing that type of thing, that really, really helped. So I didn't feel any fear or apprehension coming up to the first tarantula that we did on Kings of Pain, until I was walking with the box of it, and I started having the most crazy dread come over my entire body. I think maybe because with a lot of like snakes and scorpions and things like that, I'd been stung before, but I had no idea what to expect from a tarantula, and I didn't know how to
Now,
hold it.
what species of tarantula was it?
We thought it was and I'm absolutely terrible. This I'll do my best to remember all the animals on Kings of Pain, but it's been so long and I've done so many things. I've done so many things since then.
Dude,
It's kind of
yeah.
crazy. You
That's why
think you
I
would,
can't remember.
yeah, you would think you would never forget these things, but I've been traveling the world. But anyway, yeah, we thought we had a Goliath bird eater. Uh, and that was embarrassing. We were going to do a Bolivian blue-legged bird eater. I don't know any of the Latin names for any of these,
Sure.
because we wanted to do a Goliath, and then I remember pulling up range maps before we left, and I was like, I don't think they're in the country, so we settled on that one, and we didn't find any. But then someone brought us one, and it just looked terrible. It was missing a leg. It was so sad. We're like, we're not using that. So they brought us another one, and like I was like, they're like, this is a Goliath bird eater. I'm like, I thought they weren't here. And like, no, they're here. I was like, it looks weird to me. And it's like, no, this is what they look like when they're younger. And I'm like, okay. And that's my fault for not checking that up when I got home. Uh, but yeah, it wasn't even the right genus. You know what I mean? if
I'll
I
have to
if I
reclassify
I
that
think
one.
yeah, I think it's like Parahybana or something like that. Like I said, I'm terrible with spiders.
So I actually
That might
have
be the specific name.
a
Yeah.
gal that does a show with her co-host Joe. Cat and Joe do a show about tarantulas. Man, it's really good show actually.
What's it called
Yeah,
again?
it's called Tarantulas After Dark. It's a really good show.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Although
on the channel here.
I'm trying
So
to focus on snakes because I only have so much bandwidth. But once in a while, it's nice to like listen to something new or hear something new.
oh yeah. Dude, you're the one who got me stuck on OBTs after that bite you guys took from the OBT. I was like, oh, that's such a beautiful spider. I didn't know spiders look like that.
Really? See, I like to
Yeah,
hear
dude.
that stuff, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we were terrified that Kings of Pain was going to scare people away from animals or make people that didn't like animals dislike them more, but it seemed to have the opposite effect.
Definitely did for me. I mean, the more you know about something, the less you have to fear about it, you
Yeah, I
know?
think people can see, okay, like, yeah, it's scary. Yeah, I can do something, but their brain's not running wild. Now they have like an idea of like what it would really be like. And so I think your imagination gets reeled in once you can see it, once
Oh,
you can
yeah.
see it actually happening. Yeah.
So we're going to go to a quick little break and then we'll be right back. All right. Let's get it down. All right. So, just going to transition over from getting bit by these animals to actually going out all over the world and seeing them on these safaris and these little snake expeditions you're doing all over the world. Like, I think I think first started talking to you because you were doing something in Iraq, and I found that interesting. I didn't even realize who I was talking to until later, and I was like, "Dude, he's in Iraq. What is he doing there? What is it like right now?" You know what I mean? Like, I had a million and one questions about Iraq, man.
Yeah, we can
It's, you
start
know,
with that. I got a whole project going with that and
yeah.
fire away with some questions. There's literally
Oh
nothing
yeah.
I'd rather talk about.
So, seeing the animals in the wild is probably a completely different experience than when you see them in like an enclosure or whatnot. Um, so how does it change your perspective on conservation and keeping animals back home? How does that?
That's a tough one for me because I don't keep. And I'm not huge in the keeper community either. I have a lot of friends that
Right.
keep, but I'll show up to the shows and things like that. Uh, I'm sure there's very valuable information when you have people like Mike Clarkson or Dave Kaufman doing like Mike Clarkson's Behind the Glass that he did with Zilla, Dave Kaufman's Reptile Adventures, especially his movies like the Ball Python movie, the Boa Constrictor movie. I think he's got maybe New Caledonia Gecko. He's got a lot of movies coming out, and they
Yep.
go and see what the situation is, both in the like environment where they find the animal, sometimes even the import export business around that animal. And so, if you watch those, I think that's your best resource for like a very user friendly way of learning about it without having to like dig up some scientific papers and things like that. Uh, for me, one of the things I'm focused on is ecotourism and how that affects these animals. And you don't always get a concrete example. You know that if you're going on safari and doing these things, even going to an eco lodge, that place is not, an eco lodge might have, a couple acres of facilities and then may have, 50 acres of just forest. Well, if you weren't doing that, then they probably just have their home and then 50 acres of farmland. So that money that you spend to stay there, it encourages those people to keep that wild. And even a more extreme example is in Uganda, where we do safaris now. Our host Alpha pays local farmers, or actually local landowners, to have a lot of farmland with fragmented forest pockets to preserve those forest pockets. Now, long term, um, those are isolated populations; they will die out. But if they just preserve those pockets, if someone comes along with some conservation money to maybe purchase the farmland in between, then you can connect some of those and actually have a reserve. And so that's concrete. Uh, a concrete way to see your money is going to literally pay someone not to cut down a forest, and that's happening across the world because of ecotourism.
That's really interesting. So, uh, why don't you tell everybody where all do you do these safaris at? Because you've been almost everywhere.
Well, a lot of my almost everywhere is my personal herping trips. It's my biggest passion. I'm obsessed, probably like a lot of your listeners. And but we host safaris, or we lead safaris in South Africa, which is a great way to get your first safari in. It's probably the most famous safari destination. But lately we've been doing Uganda, and we really like Uganda. It usually costs a little bit more. Excuse me. Usually costs a little bit more, and that's because you got to get permits for trekking chimpanzees, for trekking gorillas. It's a little bit less infrastructure, so it costs more, but it's worth it because you get.
You got to pay the security too.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people think. I think people hear Uganda, and the first thing that they think of is, you know, Joseph Kony and the Lord's Resistance Army, and Idi Amin, the dictator that was there for so many years. And I'm not saying that
Mm.
the current government is very democratic or there are no terrorism or security issues, but it's very acceptable. I feel safer there than I do in South Africa. This doesn't have those issues, but has higher crime. Um, and I actually feel this is just a feeling, so don't read too much into it. But I feel safer walking around a lot of Uganda. Certainly not Kampala and the capital, but the rest of Uganda much safer than I do feeling just walking around Los Angeles here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you live in LA, man. That's a concrete jungle in itself.
It really is. I mean, the only place I've had someone try to rob me was once in LA, but that was I've been here nearly 20 years, and I live here, so
Yeah.
it's not like it's crazy all the time. Yeah,
Right.
there are issues. Like I'll admit that India doesn't freak most people out, and but we had some guests that came early to our India safari and visited the Red Fort, and which is a tourist attraction. And 2 days later, some group bombed it. So there are risks, but
Ooh.
overall, all of our safaris are very safe. Um, it, I, I I don't think there's like like any really much of an increased risk from even staying home, other than staying in your room. You know what I mean? So
So, um, I thought I saw you were doing some safaris in Asia too, correct?
oh, yeah, sorry. So yeah, so we do South Africa, we do Uganda, which is our new favorite because you get everything you get in South Africa, plus gorillas and chimps. The herping has been way better,
You get
phenomenal
Big Five
herping.
up there?
You sort of do. That's probably the only advantage of South Africa. You do have the big five. You don't have black rhino at all in Uganda anymore. They've been completely poached.
Sad.
They do have southern white rhino, which has been introduced up there, and they were only in one preserve for years. And just 4 days before we got there last month, they moved a few individuals to a new preserve. So like they're getting reintroduced the white rhino. And if you want to count the white rhino as part of the big five, then yes, they have the big five. And you're way more likely to get leopards, at least in my experience, in Uganda than you are in South Africa. Um, Also, we do India. We really liked India. It went very smoothly. We saw tigers, we saw leopards, we saw sloth bear, we saw striped hyena. Very, very successful. The only thing we didn't feel like is quite like a Rob and Adam safari. Like in Uganda, we're getting hands on with things. Like it's a little more gritty. Same thing with South Africa. India felt more like a part of a tour, and so
Yeah.
we try not to have a trip that you could have booked with someone else. We try to make it very unique. With our last South Africa trip, we were trimming the horn on a rhino. We got to participate in darting a female lion and changing her radio collar and moving her to a new area. Um, we got to move a bunch of captive Nile crocodiles, just all of us hands on. People never worked with a crocodile in their life. And next thing you know, they're like trying to get the top jaw rope on and jumping on these crocs and moving them to new
Right.
adventures. It was really fun.
What I want to know is what's that like putting a collar on a lion like that?
Yeah. So
I
they
mean,
do,
your heart's got to be racing a little bit, right?
especially for me, my heart was racing when I decided. So the lion's unconscious. They have pretty much perfected the drugs to give these animals. It's actually very complicated. But it's lying there. You can feel its breath. I opened up its mouth and was like touching its teeth because of course you want to see the
That's an
teeth of a lion.
experience not a lot of people can say they've had.
Yeah, and the same thing with the claws on the feet. And you're like, this thing doesn't need to like fully wake up. My hands, all it needs to do is clench down, and that tooth is going right through your hand. Uh, but man, it's cool. It's really cool. And you're like doing a little bit for conservation and like a lot for your own fun. And then yeah, we're doing Asia now as well. We're going to Borneo, and Borneo, nature wise, is one of the best places I've ever been. Going on these river cruises with um, pygmy elephants, which are the smallest either population or subspecies, depending on the taxonomy you want to believe, of elephants. And I got to see them crossing the river, and a baby get lost and start going back across the river. And was lucky a saltwater crocodile didn't come and grab it. Um, Really cool monkeys and apes like the Bornean orangutan, and then proboscis monkeys with the funny nose. And they're all cocky. They sit out there like with their dicks out, just peeing into the river. They're the funniest monkeys, man.
They got no shame. What are they ashamed of?
They're proud. They're
They're
proud.
just monkeys. They're doing their thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, hi, who are you? Well, hey, don't mind me. I'm just using the restroom here. Go on about your day.
No, but they look you in the eye when they do it. You're like, okay.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh, they make that eye contact,
Yeah.
huh?
Or maybe I'm the weird one. Maybe I was making the eye contact.
Oh man, that's wild.
Oh man.
We're gonna hit two more little commercials real quick. We'll be
Okay.
right back.
Introducing the Python Portal, a ball python breeder who works on snow and true ghost combos as well as the tiger gene.
We also offer many unique custom 3D printed accessories, as well as custom merch, so don't forget to stop by and check us out.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for coming back. So, Rob, uh, so since we're talking about the safaris here, was there anything on a safari that surprised you, either about the animals or about yourself while you were doing
Yeah, because you probably with any animal, you think you see the behavior over and over, and then you tell people, oh, they do this or they don't do that, and then those animals make a liar out of you really quickly. Yeah, because you may see
this?
them do the same thing 10, 15, 20 times, and then all of a sudden they do something new. Uh, Definitely about myself. Just learning how to lead people, when to uh, speak my mind, and how to do it, and when to let things go. Because we do small groups, about 10-ish people max, plus Adam and I, my business partner. Um, we come with the people, we lead them the whole way. We act as like secondary guides, we act as company. We're pretty much there for everything, to make sure, like, if anything goes wrong, we're there, and then just to make sure nothing goes wrong in the first place. But it's a lot of different personalities, and it's people outside of their homes, outside of their comfort zones, with expectations of what they want to see, and it is really like wrangling cats. But it, two cool, two things. No, they're not both cool. I noticed about uh 20 to 30% of people, they're gonna have fun no matter what. The car could break down, their meal could come out late, and they'll just be off doing something fun and entertaining themselves and having a great time, or in conversation, or joking, and nothing can bring those people down. And then maybe about 10% of people are the opposite, where one little thing goes differently from the way it is back home, and they just have a complete meltdown, or they're not happy. And I noticed that the rest of the people tend to either follow one of those people. They either follow one or the other. Uh,
Mm.
Thankfully, most people follow the people who are having fun. Um, so we've had to learn how to encourage those people, especially the people who are really just like a blessing to the group, who really bring good vibes. Uh,
Sounds like you got to do a lot of personality juggling while you're doing these.
a lot, and it's very difficult. And I think a very big problem for Adam and I, uh, which makes us in some ways good at this, makes us good at travel, and makes us good at doing what we do on our own. When, like, Adam goes and looks for rare apes and things like that, and rare monkeys, and I go out looking for snakes, and we're very good at that. But part of that is we're very adaptable, and we don't need to know how everything is going to go. We've noticed that is a very big handicap when you're doing this job, because other people need to know everything, even things that do not even, they want to know, and it has no bearing on any decision that they're going to make, but they still want to know. And so we're not thinking in those terms. So we have to
Right.
learn how to, like, help people with that. Yeah.
That could be a difficult thing to learn how to do.
Yeah, if it's not
Because
natural
there's
to you.
just, yeah, and a lot of people are different, so different. Just
Yeah.
you kind of read them all, and you're like, oh, this is all right. I
Yeah.
got this.
You bring up a good point. If it's really good for one person, that just means it might not be good for another person. We've
Yeah.
had people on the same day tell us, like, the itinerary is perfect. Someone else saying, like, I'm glad the itinerary is not any faster, I couldn't keep up. And someone else being like, I feel like we need it. I feel like we need to add more stuff to it. I want to keep going. I want to keep going. And so if you make it really good for one person, it's just not going to be good for another person. So we're trying to, like, work in ways that people can opt out of some activities, know more ahead of time what their options are, and because we want everyone to have a good time. Like, these are expensive. Like, our trips are not expensive for what they are at all. We really focus on trying to get, like, the average person to be able to afford this, but it might be something that they save for months. It might be something they save for years, and it's a big deal to them, and it's a something they're going to think about forever.
Matter of fact, I got a We got a link right there down below. Safaris with Rob and Adam.com.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
should go check that out if you want to go on a safari. Um, I want to, but I'm terrified of flying over water. No, until I actually went to Iraq the very first time and I fell asleep when we were over the Atlantic. And then I woke up 10 hours later and we were still over that water. And,
Oh, wow.
and I was terrified of flying ever since then.
Were you in a propeller plane or were you in a jet?
We were in a commercial plane, like a
Okay.
full passenger plane. They flew us into Kuwait and whatnot. But man, like it gets rough out there, and then you don't know. They
Yeah,
don't
that's
give
one
you
of those things.
parachutes like in a military bird. You know what I mean? Like, right.
If the plane's going down, you're going down with it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, you'll just have to find something that you want to see so badly that it's worth the risk to you.
Yeah, I mean, could we go herping or what?
Exactly.
That might be worth it, bro. That
Yeah,
might be worth
exactly.
it.
Do you have
Be
any dream
wild.
snakes you want to see in the wild?
Oh, all of them, like
Okay.
all of them. Like I breed ball pythons. I've got a king snake. I've got, some geckos and stuff, but I'd like to see ball pythons in the wild for sure. Just, to see the experience, like how they're really living. Like,
Yes.
uh, oh no, I'm blanking out now. You just mentioned his name earlier.
Oh, Dave Cochran?
Yeah, Dave Kaufman, when he did that video about ball pythons, it was really interesting to me that every one of them were found in a hole in the ground, basically. And he would ask around, he's like, "Hey, do they live in the trees? Do they live in the trees?" And they're all like, "No, unless it floods or something, then they'll crawl up into a tree." But that's the only time you really see them like that. I didn't know that. I had to watch Dave Kaufman to figure that out.
Which is cool. That's why we watch.
Yeah, man. No, I got to meet him at Tinley, the big show they have at Tinley Park.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time I met him. Yeah, dude, just diarrhea, like I couldn't get words to come out of my mouth properly. I was like, "Oh, dude."
Diarrhea of the mouth. Dude, he's a good
Yeah,
guy.
just yeah, totally cool dude. He'll sit there and talk to you and yeah, I mean, and he'll talk to you as long as he can understand what you're saying.
Yeah, he came to Uganda with us as well.
Oh
He's
yeah, that's
yeah,
totally awesome.
it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
What's that like working with him out there?
It was good. It was good because we were nervous because he wanted to film so much, and we didn't want it to like get in the way of other guests. And it did occasionally, but like he was conscious of he was very aware of it, and he did really well actually. And he's just a guy like you can't not like him. Like even if you're like annoyed with Dave, you're like, damn it, but I like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, we are definitely going to work with him again. I think he's going to. Uh, try to do some more trips with us. So we're excited to have Dave.
Yeah, that's gonna
He's
be an
funny. He's
exciting
funny
thing
too.
too.
What's
Yeah.
that?
I said that'll definitely be exciting, man, to go out there with Dave like that on a trip.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of stories. He's been around the world a lot. Like it's really fun to talk to, and he's very good at what he does with how he puts together his show. So to see that from the inside was really cool.
It is really cool. What kind of snakes did you guys go and see? Because Dave's always playing with snakes.
We got very low numbers in Uganda, but high quality, very high
Yeah.
quality. The first snake of the trip was a Egyptian cobra, which is a lifer for me.
Ooh.
And we're up in northern Uganda, and it was the first 2 days was the only time I think that we're in range for them, especially the only place that we're likely to see them. And we were driving, and all of a sudden the driver, we're like in the middle of the park. We're in the middle of the park, and the driver's like, "Cobra." I'm like, "No way," because either Egyptian cobra or it's a black neck spitter, nigrocalis, and 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 he backed up and the cobra was still there, just hooded. It didn't crawl off anything. It just stayed hooded. And I'm trying to figure out if it's Egyptian or not. Like, dude, that's Egyptian cobra, and we I couldn't get out. This area has lions. You get in serious trouble if you get out in that part of the park. The rule is if you see a snake, they can our guides that we work with, they can call a park ranger and they'll come over there, and then you can get out of the vehicle. And but there's just no way. We had no cell service in there. And then our other two vehicles that were part of our group backed up to us. And anyway, like they got us permission to get out. And so we got to get out and
Nice.
mess with this snake. I was so excited. Got some great video with it. It's going to be in Dave's video as well. Hopefully he edits out my mistake. I was so excited.
Dave, run it, bro.
I was so excited. He was asking me about Waternesia, like the desert black cobras and stuff, like which is Morganite or Egyptia, and then and he's like, yeah, which one's this? I'm like, oh, it's Naja Egyptia, and I got back in the vehicle, like I texted my buddy Adam, like, did I say Egyptia or Naja Haj? He's like, you said Egyptia. I'm like, damn it, I'm gonna get so roasted for that one.
Oh man.
Uh,
I think I wouldn't mind seeing a king cobra in the wild. That's got to
Yeah.
be like I've never even seen one, put eyes on one except for on TV. But
Dude,
they're
it's
massive.
tough. It's
They're
tough. I've been
massive.
looking. Yeah. Probably the easiest place is to see the Sunda king cobra in Singapore. If you go up to the blue, there's wetlands in the north of Singapore. You can go see saltwater crocodiles, and it's a good place to see the Sunda king cobra. Otherwise, that species of king is very difficult to see. I spent a decent amount of time in Southeast Asia this year, and didn't see one. I heard Ophiophagus hannah in like northern Thailand is a little bit easier.
I mean, I'll
Um,
take any cobra to be fair.
same,
But
yeah,
the
yeah,
king cobra is probably just the top, it's the king.
exactly. Everyone wants to see it, so
Yeah, yeah.
that should be your reason to get on the plane, bud. That should be the reason.
Man,
do,
I have to think
do a
long and
short
hard
trip
about
first,
that,
yeah.
bro.
Maybe do a short trip, you know?
Yeah.
Fly over a lake or something, yeah.
Yeah. Fly over the lake. That's not a problem. I can fly over dozens
Okay.
of lakes. It's
That's
that
funny.
it's that big pond in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. A lot of water.
Yeah.
But also on that trip, we got 2, 3. So we got several hairy bush vipers, Atheris hispida. Really cool when they have the long scales on them, look like a dragon. Very, very cool snakes. We
That's
also
pretty
got
cool.
a massive freaking gaboon viper, East African gaboon viper.
Oh
Um,
man.
Dave pranked me so freaking well, man. I was walking and there's these big, massive millipedes everywhere. And Dave's like, Rob, come here. I'm like, okay, it should be something good because I get so annoyed. People are like, come here. And it's just like a butterfly. You know what I mean? And I get over there and he opens his hand and he's got a freaking millipede. I'm like, Dave, I've seen so many of these already. And I turned around like an angry child. He's like, oh, he's like, I got one more thing you might want to see. And then he like drags me around the corner, and there's this like 4-foot gaboon viper. I'm like, well played, man. Well played. It's
Oh, he
good.
got you.
He got me good. And then we saw a few other snakes. And then when after then we went to a very cool island that you'll see on both of our YouTubes, and saw some really cool forest cobras. You got to check out Snake Island when those videos come out on our channels. And then after Dave left, I stayed for a few more days. It's really dry. I didn't see a lot of
That
snakes.
YouTube channel right there, Snake Affairs, Rob Snake Affairs.
No, that's my private channel.
Oh,
Snake Safaris. Yeah,
Oh.
Rob's Snake Safaris. Anyway, yeah, and I saw a stiletto snake, a variable stiletto snake, on my last night in Uganda. Oh man. Anyway, good.
It's so much better that way, though, man. It was better that way.
Yeah, I might change it now.
So
Put on an OnlyFans.
my god, dude. Hey, that would be funny though.
Only snakes.
So what was it like playing with that stiletto?
Man, I was blown away. I've only seen one in 2008. Was a Bidburn stiletto, I think it was, and we were filming a show for Discovery Channel called I Was Bitten, and that was my first time to ever work in TV, and that's where I met Mike Clarkson. I talked to him online before. That's the first time we hung out, and he was telling his story about how a stiletto snake, for lack of a better term, made his thumb fall off. Um, and if you don't know who Mike Clarkson is, he's the head of NHS, and he's just really big in the hurt community and all around good dude. But he only has 9 fingers because of a stiletto snake. And so I saw one in captivity in 2008, and haven't seen one since. Not even in captivity. And then finally we got one last night in Uganda. And it's just a harmless looking black snake. Um, one of the girls from the trip stayed and went herping with me. And she's like, yeah, she's like, I would have thought that was a house snake, a little juvenile house snake. I'm like, that's the problem. People will
Ooh,
see them, they do not look intimidating whatsoever. And and they can
but they'll
bite you.
take your finger.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And even if you grab them behind the head, the way the fangs come out sideways in the mouth, just has to tweak the head a little bit and it can bite you. So
Oh man.
not likely to be lethal. I don't know if it's maybe killed elderly or children, but for you and I, it wouldn't be lethal. But it can cause some
It's gonna
serious
hurt.
neurosis, maybe some cardiotoxins as well, which can't be good for you. I mean, I'm drinking Red Bull all the time anyway, so I'm protected. Uh, but yeah, a lot of bites caused by that snake, and there's no antivenom. So, but it's cool to see it, and you'll see when I put the video up. It's very twitchy. I might throw it on Instagram in the next few days as well. Very very
There you
twitchy.
go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run this last commercial real quick.
All right.
The United States Association of Reptile Keepers is a science, education, and conservation-based advocacy for the responsible private ownership of and trade in reptiles and amphibians. We endorse caging standards, sound husbandry, escape prevention protocols, and an integrated approach to vital conservation issues. Our goal is to facilitate cooperation between government agencies, the scientific community, and the private sector in order to produce policy proposals that will effectively address important husbandry and conservation issues. The health of these animals, public safety, and maintaining ecological integrity are our primary concerns.
Welcome back, everybody. So we're on the tail end of the show here. Was wondering, Rob, outside of shows and travel, what does a normal day look like for you when the cameras are off?
Well, lately it's just been taking over my life. I do live in LA. I'm very lucky to have a nice little view here, so I tend to sit a lot of time here and work on YouTube now, but also Instagram, replying to people's messages. It's a lot. It's bled into my life a lot. I also work in TV still with reptiles. So other than that, man, jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga way more than jiu-jitsu. Um, but man, I'm obsessed with snakes. Like I got to get myself a girlfriend, man, because I can do snake stuff all day. I try to read a paper every couple days, and then I watch reptile YouTube at night. So I'm really obsessed, man.
Hey, you heard it first here in the Big Homies channel. Rob needs a girlfriend. Go ahead and send him a DM later. Blow it up, girls.
Yeah, I hope
Hey,
you like
there's some hot
snakes.
looking chicks that watch this show.
Oh, there we go. We're good to go. Word of advice: I'm awful. That's my disclaimer. I would love to
Oh,
talk to you about Iraq and more specifically Kurdistan. Uh, Something definitely very close to my heart after fighting in the Syrian part of Kurdistan. Um, to get into Syria in 2015, there was an embargo. There's no open border, so we had to get smuggled across the border in a manner very similar to people like maybe getting smuggled from Mexico into the U.S. You know, going from vehicle to vehicle, and then going across fields, crossing a river, and then dodging the border police. Very similar situation. Um, but to do that, we went from a safe house in Suleimania, Iraq, which is part of the Kurdistan region, and then we went up to the mountains in Kurdistan. Uh, a lot of Iraq is desert, but some of it in the Kurdistan region looks flat and wheat fields like Kansas, and then turns into some pretty decent mountains like you would have in California. And so we're up in these mountains waiting for the moon phase to be the right moon phase, and maybe waiting for the right guy's brother to be working the border security, that type of situation. So we were in the mountains for 8 days in May. And so I was allowed to herp a very small area because there were landmines and we were worried about drones and things. Not so much drones in 2015, but jets. Um, and I found quite a few snakes, and I was very excited. It was beautiful, and I was like, someday I'll come back here and start herping. And I finally did in 2024. I found one snake in 2017 when I went, but that was more over the winter, so I didn't see so much. And then 2024 I went, and I was like, now I'm here in May just to herp. I'm going to do really freaking well. And lo and behold, we had a 50-year record rainfall while I was there. And
Ooh.
so, yeah, so somehow I didn't get any of the salamanders and newts, but I did get a lot of the fossorial snakes that were pushed up from all the rain. But other than that, I didn't get hardly any of my targets. But I realized I wanted this to be an ongoing thing. So uh, I started the Warzone Wildlife Project, which is just going to be me and a couple buddies trying to uh, promote ecotourism and herping in war zones or former war zones or places that have a reputation for being a war zone. Because some places
Yeah.
are dangerous, but people go anyway. They don't need so much of, they people go anyway. And other places just have a bad reputation, whether they're dangerous or not. And they could really use that ecotourism because that will encourage people to save the species there in the land. Otherwise, it's getting turned into farms or whatever else they need to survive. So but I've since shrunk it down because Warzone Wildlife was just too broad for me and my resources and my time. So now I'm going to focus on Kurdistan because that's where like my heart is. And me and some buddies are going back in April, and we're going to look for some very cool snakes that may or may not be there. I won't let the cat out of the bag yet, but if so, that will allow people to go look for species that they may want to target, but don't want to go to certain places like Iran and stuff. So, fingers crossed, we have a successful trip in Kurdistan, and this is an ongoing thing. And if you're interested in that, hit me up because I'll probably be going every year to Kurdistan.
Oh wow. Wow. How long are you gonna be there for?
It's looking about 10 days in the rocky
10
part of
days.
Kurdistan. We have Saran, who's going to host us. He is the guy who literally wrote the book on the snakes of Kurdistan, which is an impressive feat because there wasn't much information before that just came out. Depending on how the situation goes in Syria in the next couple of months, I may hop over the border into Syria. Uh, but the people I was fighting with, the Kurdish YPG, it's not going well. In fact, in the last few days, basically it was pretty much a surrender to the new government. And the head of the new government is the former head of Al Qaeda in Syria. So there's not a lot of trust with that guy, as you can imagine. And
Yeah, yeah.
they killed a lot of our people in the last few weeks and months. So we'll see how it goes, and whether to integrate into the new government forces is a mistake or not. Time will only tell. But despite that, the snakes don't care about politics and things. So I will try to go to at least the Kurdistan region of Syria in the next year or two. It just depends. As a former fighter, especially, I got to be careful. But that's me just saying my biggest hope would be to go there.
Yeah, man, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was in Iraq, I was mainly based in like southern Iraq for the most part on the first trip, and then we went towards that Al Assad air base to the northwest where all the mountains are. I actually saw snow in the
Oh,
winter in
cool.
Iraq, bro. I was like, no, this ain't happening. It was
Uh,
like less than an eighth of an inch or something like that, dude. It was real minimal, but it was there.
oh, that's cool. Do you have any idea what city Al Assad's near?
um, hold on.
Could have sworn it was up like Mosul or something.
Uh, where's there it is? Give me just a second.
Yeah.
Um, so you were going to the northern part, uh,
Yeah, we're gonna be
in
in the northern
Iraq,
part.
because
Yeah.
I had never seen any. Unfortunately I never saw any snakes while I was actually there.
Oh,
Uh,
that's because you would have maybe got a chance to see at least some Samophis or something, or Cerastes gasparetti,
yeah,
Morgan's black cobra. Some cool stuff there in southern Iraq. Not a lot of species, but a few cool ones.
yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of cool ones.
So the Cerastes field eyes down there in the desert. That's a really cool one. The Fields false horn viper.
Oh god, that is a cool one. I would definitely enjoy checking that out in the wild.
Yes.
I don't have any experience with the hots, man. So that would have to be something I do with someone who knows what they're doing.
It's a good plan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh boy, where was this place at? Anyways, it was in the northwest, man. It's been so long I can't figure out where it's at.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's
quite
in
cool
the
stuff up there too.
northwest part of it. I mean, the country's only the size of what, like California?
Yeah, or Texas or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not very big at all. I mean, we were doing north to south in about 8.5, 9 hours.
Really? That's
Yeah, well, when you put your foot to the floor and you just go.
okay. Because when I think of these places, I think of going very slow because of the road conditions. But for
Yeah,
the
no, we weren't allowed to go slow.
speed of security,
We had a mechanic go in and take all the governors out right before we sent the trucks over for deployment.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
and we just went, we cooked. Yeah.
Oh, oh man, were you guys in Hummers or what were you in?
Oh God, Freightliners, Humvees, LMTVs, all kinds of stuff, man. I was a
Cool.
truck driver, so we had all of the motor transportation coming with us.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
Uh,
that's a crazy job. If some of you get truck drivers got a lot of truck drivers got kidnapped and stuff and killed. And
yeah, especially the civilian contractors and stuff. They try to get us to do convoy security and whatnot for them. I ended up doing a lot of that my second tour, just
okay,
convoy security for those guys. Because
man,
they were doing our other jobs, but they weren't allowed to carry and they weren't allowed to
crazy.
engage, so they had to have us like escort them. We're like, why don't we just do this ourselves? It's way cheaper.
Yeah.
Some guys are getting paid like 100,000 a year tax free to be, hey, I get it, you're unarmed. That's dope. But
Mhm.
I only got 20,000 this year. I'm an E5.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean, dude? Like,
And you're,
damn.
and you're
What
running
a
the same
slap in the
routes.
face, dude. You got a civilian contractor out here hauling bulk fuel for 100,000 tax free, and I just made 20,000 tax free.
Yeah.
We got some questions here.
Yeah.
We got questions that need to be answered. Man. Well, Rob, we're up on it, man. If you could just tell everybody how they could get a hold of you and or if you even want anybody to get a hold of you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or you know.
Just don't be weird. Um,
Yeah, right.
I'm the only one that could be weird here. um, yeah, so if you like short form content, my Instagram is at Caveman Rob, Caveman ROB. If you want longer form stuff, I'm just now starting to put long form stuff on YouTube. I feel like not only can I be myself more in a long form content, but bring more like it's just more real. It's just so much more real. So I do a lot of snake safari stuff, a lot of herping, and the YouTube channel is Rob's Snake Safaris. And the next one coming up is from Phuket, Thailand, and it's a really good trip.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then finally, if you want to go on safari with me or Adam, or just have questions, like we're a small company, you can reach out to me or Adam. He's put the safaris with robandadam.com thing there. I can see it, but you can also just reach out to me on my socials and we'll answer any questions. We're a small company, it's just us two. So we're happy to talk to you. And we have a lot of people that's their first safari. They haven't traveled a lot. Like that's our bread and butter. We're not going to book your tickets for you and go that far, but we'll definitely give you advice and make this a good experience for you.
Awesome. And Well, we're gonna throw you backstage if you don't mind waiting there just a moment. I'm gonna wrap this up and then we're gonna call it a night. Thank you, Rob. We
No,
really
thanks,
do
Sean.
appreciate your time, man. I appreciate your time and kind of teaching us a little bit more about you.
I enjoyed being on. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, that looks like it's it. That's another great show. It's I mean, I wish I had Mike, but Mike has family things to take care of, so um nobody's mad. We love you, Mike. We'll see you on the next show. And oh, also, if you guys want some gear, there it is right there. The Big Homie shop. Go get your shirt, your hoodies, your ball caps, whatever you want. It's right there. So go check that out. And with that, man, thank y'all so much. And we'll see you next week. Hey, make sure you guys are checking out we've got on Sunday, G-Paw is doing his Behind the Scale show. That is at 3 p.m. Eastern. I believe he's got Carl from Satchmo. So go ahead and tune in and check that out on Sunday. And we'll holler at you guys later. Thanks.